Hello again. I'm just doing a random cooking video. Um, Hey, Facebook Live. I'm doing another live again. If I can get this going properly, I may not be able to do it on Facebook Live. Let's try it this way. If it will tilt. Oh, you can't rotate your device while you're live. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, this is just random. This is nothing specific that I'm trying to make. Just a cooking live video I had someone suggest to me on YouTube Live that I do a cooking live. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to try to anyway. So here we go. Get this on the fire real quick. And that is what I have in there. Is just some olive oil, dried minced onion powder, salt and pepper. Just to give it a little bit of flavor already. Cook down the onion. And then I'm going to add some potatoes. The onions turned out a little brown, but that's okay. They just taste roasted. And then I'm cutting up the 3 potatoes. About like that, if you can see that. Just thing in there. Okay, and then 3rd potatoes do the same thing. If you hear TV going in the background, it's just some noise. Okay, so, like, cut about like that. And then, once you make your slices, then just go ahead and cut them in half again. That way they're more bite size. About like that. All right, so we've got that going on. A little bit more dried onion in there. All right. More onion powder. Can you see this okay over here, YouTube? Some salt, because your potatoes are going to absorb your salt, and pepper. If you happen to hear me sneezing, it's because of the pepper. When I cook with pepper, it always makes me sneeze, like, frequently. So if you hear me sneezing, that's why. Sorry, I was hearing a song on the TV. One of my mother's favorite songs, Etta James at Last. Okay. And while I'm doing this, this might take a minute. I'm going to have a drink of my Pepsi. Shout out to Pepsi for keeping it real. And sometimes I have to cover it up because the potatoes don't want to get done all the way through. So I just cover it up and let it kind of steam. I'll do that when I cook eggs because I got nervous about cooking eggs and stuff. Excuse me, I told you I start sneezing when I cook pepper. Oh. And then your smoked sausage. I'm going to have to sneeze again. You have to excuse me. Jeannie Marie, how you doing? Excuse me, I'm cutting up smoked sausage. You doing okay? Oh, excuse me. I cooked with pepper and now I started sneezing. Okay. I'm going to put the smoked sausage in there. Put another half in there of the smoked sausage. Okay. Woo! Got dropped it. Okay. I hope it cooked through. I'm doing pretty good on time. 12 minutes and 38 seconds. So is everybody's day doing okay? I'm just cooking. Okay. Potatoes are getting closer to being done. I need to get a lid for the skillet that actually fits it. All I'm fixing right now is just potatoes and smoked sausage, and I put some dried onion in there because I didn't have any regular, like fresh onions, or raw onion. So I put the dried onion in there and let it cook up a bit before I put the potatoes and everything else in it. And then I'm going to cook up 3 eggs, scramble them, and then combine it with the smoked sausage and potatoes. And then I'm going to top it with some cheese. Just something to cook. And but it's good. The seasonings that I put in it is salt and pepper with some onion powder. And the oil that I use to cook with the potatoes is olive oil. My dried onion got a little brown, but it'll just taste roasted. That'll work out just like it's the same. Yeah, I had someone on YouTube tell me that I should do like a cooking video or whatever, and I said I wouldn't know what I would fix. You know, I have to make sure I have all the ingredients and everything, and so here I am trying it out. Facebook and YouTube. Once I get a little bit more accustomed or used to it, then I'll try other recipes. Like I know how to, I'll make some like chicken Alfredo, or I'll make a meatloaf. Some of the potatoes can cook a little bit longer. Sure is a pretty day. Not too crazy about the wind, but it is a pretty day. I'm just glad it's not cold. Because I don't know if you're like me, but once you get cold, you're cold the rest of the day. That's how I am. I'm cold natured. Oops, lost a potato. So I'm trying to get back into my drawing again, my painting. I go through these phases where I get motivation and then I kind of fall back, I'm doing better though. I mean, there is progress. I just have to try and keep myself consistent. I still get anxiety sometimes, but with my doctor saying that the low dose of the medication I'm taking, that I will experience some breakthrough anxiety, which is true. It's doing exactly what the doctor said it would do. So, but I am, for the most part, it's doing what it's supposed to do, the medication. So, just for anxiety and the grief that I'm going through from losing my mom. So, but anyway, it is what it is, right? But other than that, I'm feeling, from being sick from that cold I had and that infection that I had on top of being sick, I'm feeling better. I still have mild symptoms and like the body aches every once in a while and whatnot. But I could figure that's to be expected after having been sick like that. But I am doing better for the most part. Which is good. Because whatever it was that I had got kicked my butt. Okay, potatoes are getting closer to being done. add a little bit more olive oil. I'm going to cook the eggs over here. Whoops. In this other skillet. Three eggs. Add some salt and pepper to your eggs, of course. And then once you get your 3 eggs basically cooked, they're going to cook even longer with your potatoes and smoked sausage. So you just combine them into okay. into the smoked sausage. Okay, there's that. Let's see. 26 minutes, doing okay. On time. All right. And then just turn the fire down on low on your smoked sausage, and potatoes, and eggs. Add a little bit more salt and pepper, and then we're going to add cheese on top of it. You can add a little bit of onion seasoning if you want. Onion powder, just a little bit. Add your pepper. And then you add your cheese. Make sure your fire's down on low on your stove when you're cooking this. Get the cheese in here. Keep your fire on low. I'm using cheddar jack cheese. Okay, and then put your lid on your cheese, your eggs, your smoked sausage, your potatoes with your fire on low, and it's going to slowly melt your cheese on top of your ingredients that you're cooking. I usually use raw onion and then just cook the onion in with it, but I didn't have any, so I just went ahead and used dried onion. Okay, it's slowly melting. Okay, then you take your spatula and you go underneath it and you fold it on top of each other. And then add some more cheese. Do the same thing. And a little bit of onion powder. A little bit of salt. A little bit of pepper. And keep your fire on low. And cover your ingredients, and it will melt it slowly. I need to get some more cheese. I should have got some today at the store when I was out. Shout out to my Pepsi for keeping it real. Then after this, it will be done. And then, just make you a couple pieces of toast or a piece of toast to go along with it. Just some really good, just simple meal, really. I mean, if you were making a recipe of this, I don't know what it would be called. It's just food to me, but it's good. Mm, could stand to melt just a little bit longer. Okay. Maybe a little bit longer. Well, I mean, if you decide to try it, I hope you enjoy it. It's technically rather simple. It takes about 30 minutes to make, but I guess it also depends on how much you're making. Um, okay. And then you get your plate out. I'm going to make a couple of pieces of toast real quick. Turn your fire off, of course. And when you cover your food up, when you're steaming it, if you have your eggs in there, it's constantly steaming your like your smoked sausage, your potatoes, and your eggs too. So it's melting your cheese. Okay, I'm gonna make some toast real quick. So this is what it looks like when it's all cooked up. Now we just wait on the toast. Well, you might know I picked the most butter container. But this type of meal, it's good for any time of day, morning, noon, or night. Ah, excuse me, pepper. Every time I cook with pepper, I sneeze my head off. It's going to be a little bit before the toast gets done. Check on my phone real quick. If you heard TV, it's in the other room. That way. So tell me what you think about this recipe. Can you come up with any other recipe ideas? Something preferably that doesn't take too long or whatever. I just uploaded that easy fudge recipe and this recipe right here. So if you can think of anything else, that would be great. Also, like, share, and subscribe. Facebook, if you can think of anything, recipe ideas. Or this is still kind of new to me, especially doing a Facebook Live and a YouTube Live at the same time. But with your smoked sausage and your potatoes and your dried onion and your onion powder, and I cooked it in olive oil and 3 eggs, you come out with a pretty good sized portion, pretty good sized meal. Excuse my notifications on my phone. I got tired of hearing a bell all the time, so I made it sound like a squeeze or a toot. After this, I'm going to have to charge up my laptop and probably my tablet that I'm recording on. The YouTube Live. But I also have the brightness setting turned up quite a bit, so that's probably draining the battery too. But YouTube Live seems to, on this particular laptop, it seems to drain the battery. But that's good. At least I got another YouTube Live in. YouTube Live is kind of neat, I think, and so is Facebook Live. I'm just now getting used to Facebook Live. Okay, put some butter on this toast. So if you want to try this recipe out, it's pretty freaking good. All it is smoked sausage, just like Eckrich smoked sausage. Chop it up bite size. Your potatoes, chop them up, 3 potatoes. Chop them up bite size and cook that in olive oil and 3 eggs. And top it with cheese. And you guys have a good day. Like, share, and subscribe.